As we know, there isn't really a person on this earth who doesn't have a problem. And this problem could be anything. It could be a problem with greed, it could be wrath, strife, pride, or any problem that we may have. However, good Christians shouldn't see their problems as something to be proud of, but something that should be fixed. And the best way we can have our problems fixed is if we are open about them to God, or the people He has put in place to solve them. It could be a parent if you're a child, it could be your husband if you're a married woman, or it could even be God if there's something that you're really struggling with that's big and you know only God can solve. However, before I say anything more on that point, I think we should start with some biblical examples of people who were open about their problems. One example of someone like this was Hannah in 1 Samuel chapter 1. If we read from verse 2 of that chapter, we see how Hannah's problem was that she was barren. However, instead of keeping all her problems to herself out of embarrassment, she was open about them and trusted that God could solve them. So, she prayed to God for Him to solve her problems. And, as the glorious God that He is, if we read 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 20, God did indeed solve her problem and gave Hannah a son. And the important thing we should learn from this story is that her problems were only solved because she was open about them to God. And another person who got their problem solved by being open about it was the blind man named Bartimaeus that Jesus healed in Mark chapter 10 verses 46 to 52. This was a person with a serious problem of blindness. And instead of using his weaknesses to maybe make money off the people like some of the other beggars did, he wanted solutions. So when he saw Jesus, he believed in Jesus' power and shouted for his attention. And as a result of his desire for help, he was healed. So the message I'm trying to send here is that it is always a good thing to be open about our problems to God and bring Him in to our lives, because it was only the people in the Bible who were open about their problems that had them fixed. And if we go back to where Jesus was healing people of their diseases, it wasn't everybody that was healed, but only those who were open about their issues and were seeking help. I mean, in Luke chapter 4 verse 27 it says, "And many lepers were in Israel at the time of Elias the prophet, and none of them was cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian." Showing that not everybody's problem was solved, but only those who were open to God about their problems, like Naaman, and were seeking solutions that actually found solutions to their problems. So finally, what should we do? For us, I think if we have a problem, we should bring God into our lives and trust in His power to solve these problems. And that is the only way He can give solutions. And God has even set up institutions for us to do that. If you are a child and you have a problem with theft, for instance, God has put our parents in His place. So we should tell our parents about our problem so they can solve it. And they can help us with that problem, because that is the job of a good parent. Or maybe you are a woman and having personal problems with your marriage. It is always good to have a reasonable conversation with the man and try to find solutions to these problems. Or, if you are a grown man having trouble understanding and having faith in God, we could try to seek answers from the scriptures or God Himself, as that is the only way we can be lifted from our burdens. This is very important for us to remember, because I can assure you, if we keep our problems to ourselves, they will just keep getting bigger and bigger like a rolling snowball. But if we seek help from God, we will find answers. As David said in Psalm chapter 81 verse 10, because God will always fill us up. He said, "I am the Lord thy God which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it." Anyway, I think this should be a nice quotation to round off this video. If you enjoyed this talk about how we should be open about our problems, I would greatly appreciate if you hit the subscribe button and follow our channel, as that helps this channel a lot. And also to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of when we post another video. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.